Welcome to the 60 Plus Podcast.
I'm Janet.
I'm Joe.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Yeah, well,
Year.
it's like we're like a
Well,
week in.
well, yeah, we're about a week in,
hmm
6 days in. How are your New Year's resolutions going?
Great, because I didn't make any.
I think
I'm really keeping them.
that's the ticket to success.
It is.
For
You can't
sure.
fail.
For sure.
How
So,
about you?
they're
Dry
going.
January going okay?
Yeah. So far, so good.
So far, so
It's
good.
not January yet, but we'll see.
We're recording this a little before the new year.
Yes, we are. We are. So
So we can
actually,
take a week off, actually.
yes. It's going to be fun in the sun for me. So I'm looking forward to that actually. That's part of my New Year's resolutions is just, well, I don't know if it's the New Year's resolution, but I think it's more of a way of living and thinking is like, don't hesitate. Just go for it. Just go. Just do it. Make it happen.
Well, sometimes hesitating's okay.
I guess. So we came across this article from the New York Times.
Mhm.
And I thought it was an interesting premise. And it's questions to ask yourself for a happier new year.
We'll link this story as a gift link in this
Yes.
comment section
Right.
so that you can read it as well.
Yes. And it was written by this woman who, starts the article with a little story of her own, which I
Mhm.
think you wanted to talk about, right?
Well, her story was about how she's spending more time with her father and getting to know him more than she did when she was growing up.
Right. And asking questions. This is like the thing where you spend time with an older relative and you video record them and you ask them about their life. And actually, somebody I know gave their grandparent a book of these very thing, questions to ask them that she can record
Mhm.
her life and it will always be there for her. So yeah, it's really about taking a moment to reflect, whether that's with another individual in your life or with yourself. So these questions to
Can I tell
ask.
my story?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No. It was a while ago and I haven't kept up with it like on a weekly basis. But some time ago, one of my daughters gave me a gift. Have I talked about this before?
Yes, you have.
Well, I'm
Mhm.
going to talk about it again because it's a good gift.
Okay. All right.
It's called Storyworth.
Yeah.
And every week I get a question by email
Okay.
and I can change what the question is. And then you answer the question and it all gets compiled in a book.
Yeah.
And it's all about me and my thinking. And,
Yeah, it's cool.
it is cool.
But you know what else occurred to me? You know what else we're leaving these kids are these podcasts.
We are.
So if they ever miss hearing our voice, they can just listen to the old podcasts.
They can. And then they'll have listened for the first time because they don't listen now.
They don't. I know.
No. So people that know me know I have another podcast that I do and I've been doing it for a long time. And it's nothing like what we're doing here. But at one point during that, somebody mentioned how I'm leaving a body of work behind. And I
Yes.
never thought of it that way.
Right.
And we're doing that with the 60 Plus podcast too.
Yeah.
There's a body of work. It will
Quite
live
a large
forever.
body. What episode are we on now?
129.
Yeah.
hmm
So yeah, there you go. And I've, if we talked about this last episode, I've learned so much, and I've made changes in my life and because of it. And this again was a moment when we do our research and then we actually go through the process of learning about this content. We're also learning about ourselves. And in this case, these are reflective questions that we just asked ourselves
hmm
too. So here we go, right? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is for a happier new year. And the first question is, when did you feel the most joyful and carefree? And I
No.
guess this is reflected of the past year.
But it also kind of prompts you what to do going forward as well.
Exactly. So, and we've covered this. I think we had quite a few episodes on joy span and
Mm-hmm.
happiness, and so finding those things where you feel truly happy, you want to spend more time, whether that's with specific people or places that you like to do or activities. So, what was it for you, Joe?
Um, when I go on my walks,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate enough to live in a place where I'm just not walking like around the block. I can walk in the woods. I can walk along the water. I can walk along the ocean. I can walk on the beach. And I don't know if I'd say I'm most joyful, but it really energizes me.
Right. And let's be clear. I mean, happiness isn't necessarily joy. Like it's not that elation. Like we remember we
People
covered
do
this.
look at me because I'm walking along and I'm just laughing and laughing and
Mm,
laughing.
Well, I just want to make
No.
this point because Time Magazine interviewed the happiest man on earth, and it was like a Buddhist monk.
Hmm.
And he was saying, how to first define a level of happiness.
Hmm.
And it was this consistent, like, contentment.
I,
It wasn't necessarily these huge spikes in joy. Joy are
correct.
huge spikes. Depression are huge spikes the other way.
Hmm.
And he was sort of labeled as the happiest man because he had this level of content that he could contain, and those spikes were less spiky.
I actually used to work with a guy, and I would refer to him as he was a little older than me. I worked with him for 8 or 9 years, and I used to refer to him at home as the happiest man in the world.
Mm,
And it's exactly what you're describing. He found happiness in whatever he was doing at the moment. He could um, listen to a song
right,
and just be so content and happy listening
right.
to a song.
Wash the dishes and be like, oh,
I
I'm
thought you
so
said or seditious.
wash. It's
It's
my
the New Jersey
Oh my
accent.
God, it did come through, didn't it? Wash is one of the words.
Wash the
Wash the
dishes.
dishes. No, it's like you have hands and water. Are we so lucky to have water? And I'm so lucky that I have food, that I have dishes that I can wash. And, that's that gratitude thing. And, oh, I have a moment just to stand at the sink. And you'll be doing a lot of this lately, right?
So I don't know if he listens to the podcast. I haven't talked to him in a number of years, but his wife would make lunch for him every day.
Aw.
And he would bring it to work and he would eat lunch at his desk. And his desk was near mine.
Mm.
And every day at lunch, he would call and leave a voicemail for his wife telling her how delicious his lunch was and how much he loved her.
Oh, see,
Every
that's that
day.
gratitude part,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That is so sweet.
It
I
really
love
was.
that.
It really was. Everyone around like got the biggest kick out of hearing him call his
That
wife every day and say
and
how
it
much he
was
loved her.
a lesson to everyone around him too,
I agree. I think so.
And it's true. They don't have to be big, huge moments. They can just be, this feeling of peace. Like when I'm at the shoreline and I'm doing my yoga or jumping in the ocean, or whatever, depending upon the weather and how cold the water is. It's a feeling of peace.
Hmm.
When I'm dancing, well, I think there's more joy. That's very joyful, but
Yep.
I do feel this feeling of contentment
For
and
me, it's
peace.
dread, but
Yeah, I know. And, yeah, so doing more of those things. What else for you? Doing the
um,
dishes?
no, my dishwasher's broken.
I know.
It's really annoying
That's
right
why I
now.
mentioned that.
Thanks a lot for that.
Well, now you can look at it differently, right?
Probably not.
You know what?
What's that?
Have you considered paper?
Oh, I've been using paper. There's some things you can't
Or
use.
just eat out of your containers
Sometimes
since
I'm
there are
doing that too.
20,000 in your refrigerator.
Mhm.
Leftovers.
I'm playing Tetris in my refrigerator
Yeah.
after the holidays.
Yeah, I bet.
So much leftovers, and
I'm not going to look at your refrigerator anytime soon because
it would send you into some kind of I don't know.
epileptic seizure.
Well, some kind of seizure. I don't know. All right. So next question.
Okay. What gave you energy and what drained it? So again, knowing what fills you with
Hmm.
energy. Obviously, we want to do more of that.
Hmm.
And what saps your energy, obviously we want to try to do less of that. What do you think?
One of the activities that was listed in the article, the New York Times article, really resonated with me. Seeing live music.
I know, I had the same one.
I've seen a lot of live music over the last couple of years. Actually, I'm going to see some live music tonight. Going to two
Yay.
separate venues to see
Nice.
live music,
Very cool.
and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes.
There's something about s- seeing the musicians make the music,
Yeah, it's amazing.
and I am a jazz fan, and seeing them improvise, and you can tell when they're improvised, even if you don't know the music that they're
Yeah.
playing, you can kind of tell when they're improvising. And talk about feeling joyful. You can see the joy on their face when they're really like jibing.
And yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really something to see. It 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 gives me energy, but it also makes me a little sad because I have no musical talent
Well, that's
whatsoever.
okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's
No,
okay.
I know. I'm getting used to the feeling.
Yeah, the fact
It's only
that
taken
you're a
65
music
years.
lover is enough, Jay.
Hmm.
And that's a great thing. And I had to say, I went to a lot of concerts this year. I hope to do a lot more next year. I've already got a few things scheduled, and it's just, I don't know. It's always like fills your soul, right?
Hmm. Where do
And
you like to see music? Like
I like
of late, it's been smaller venues,
smaller
couple
venues.
of hundred
I
people.
do not like the big stadium
I still
shows.
like those, but in a very different way.
Yeah,
That's an event,
yeah.
right? It's very different. The last handful of times I've gone to a big concert, I've talked with the people sitting around me and found something in common with them.
Hmm.
You talk with them about, oh, have you seen this artist before? Have you done this? And it's just this passing interaction that you have with this person that you'll never see again,
Hmm.
but you have something in common. You're there to see that particular artist.
Right.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like the smaller venues.
I do too.
And you can have those conversations in those venues too. So it's really nice. I think also for me, energizers are activities with friends,
Sure.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
whether that's pickleball or walking or, just playing a game, whatever. I think that that's definitely an
I'm going to touch
energizer.
on that with not the next question, but the question after that.
Okay. All right. What about energy sappers for you? Did you reflect on that?
Yes, having a broken dishwasher is an energy sapper. It just sucks
Well,
the
now
life right
you've
out of
changed.
me.
No, but you've changed your perspective on that as of today, right? So that's not going to be the problem.
Not true.
For me, it was okay. For me, it was traffic. Traffic.
You're going to leave 10 minutes early.
Traffic. No, it doesn't matter. I'm still sitting in traffic.
I know. No, that is an
That
energy
just
suck.
it's even more than an energy suck. It's something greater than an energy suck. I don't even know what you call it, but
It's like whatever proactive energy suck is. It's not just draining your energy, it's sucking the life right out of
like
you.
right out of you.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I
Mhm.
can't. I have to definitely find a new way. I started listening to audiobooks, and I'm hoping that will help. And I call people and I'm like, well, if I'm going to sit in traffic, I'll have a nice
Make the most of the
conversation.
time.
That's what I'm trying to do, but
Mhm.
it's really
You have to change your perspective.
I'm trying,
Think of it
Joe.
like
I'm
washing the dishes.
trying.
It's like,
I'm going to just try to avoid the traffic as much as possible. Part of this process is, first of all, identifying, what's good, what's bad, and then figuring out a plan to have more of the good and less of the bad. So I think relative to that, I have to find new ways to work around that
mhm,
traffic.
mhm.
Retire.
Okay.
That would take care of it.
Something else that gives me energy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned that I had a small crowd for Christmas dinner this year.
Yes.
It was a lot of work cooking for it, and I was a little out of practice. I hadn't done it in a while. Gave me energy though.
Yeah, that's cool.
It really, like, it was so much fun to cook a good meal, and everyone seemed to enjoy it, and everyone kind of hung out. It wasn't like they didn't chew and screw,
Right.
right? It was okay. Let's have dinner. Let's have dessert in a little while, and then we had dessert in a little while. And
Yeah.
oh,
It
let's
was
play a
an
game. And
event.
it was an event.
Yeah.
Yep, it was, and that
Well,
gave me a lot of energy.
you can cook for me anytime you want.
All right.
I love it when people cook for me.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's the next question?
What seemed impossible, but you did it anyway? Hmm.
52 episodes of the 60 Plus podcast.
They seemed impossible?
Sometimes when 45 minutes before the podcast, we're like, what are we going to talk about today?
Oh, I like living life on the edge.
Okay. Uh, no, I'm joking about the 45 minutes, but I am saying it does kind of seem impossible. Some because we have other things going on in
Yes.
our lives
Yes.
and trying to schedule it.
It has been harder. Yeah.
Yep.
Especially when, we're both working and, trying to like maintain our lifestyle
And
and
social
and
lives
social
and
lives
mhm,
but we can do it.
and we
And
did it.
and we're going to continue to do it
We
too,
are.
right?
Uh, but there was something interesting in the article that said for Dr. Chopra in this article, what carried me wasn't positivity, but remembering past moments where I adapted, learned, and recovered.
That's right.
That rings true with me.
Yes.
Being able to adapt to a new situation,
Yes.
to something that's beyond your control and saying, I can't control that. I have to adapt to it.
Yes. Well, in my example of that was when I hurt both feet and I couldn't drive
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't really move around real well.
Mm-hmm.
That and I was in a boot, and I especially in the middle of the summer, and you know how active I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I really had to learn to relax. And not only that, but ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's hard.
that was a hard one for me.
It's
And
hard to ask for help sometimes.
yeah, but honestly, in the end, those were both really good lessons, that people do want to help and people who love you will be there for you and vice versa. And I think that that's a wonderful thing. And out of that, I also learned how to slow down a little bit.
I haven't
And
seen evidence of that.
well, at the time anyway, I learned to nap, which
Mm-hmm.
was nice. And I was meditating and I was doing, things that I wouldn't normally spend as much time doing. So it turned out to be a good thing, if that makes
I
sense.
think when you get to be a certain age, there's an idea that you can't adapt, that you're set in your ways.
We
And
did a myth buster on that.
we did.
I tried to say myth buster.
You often have
We made
challenge with that.
we made one of our listeners happy.
Um, so it's not true. You can adapt, and sometimes you have no choice. And resisting that
It just
adaptive
makes it
behavior makes it
harder.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I read this. The dog tied to a cart. Does the dog resist going, and pulling away from the cart, or does the dog run alongside the cart?
Hmm.
It can't control that it's tied to the cart. The cart is going.
I don't like this analogy.
Why? It's a matter of, well, I'm not saying
I
we're
don't like being
dogs.
tied up.
What habit, if you did it more consistently, would have a positive effect on your life?
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
Well, I was just thinking, they mention to take a walk after dinner, which really is good, or after any meal anyway. And we did a podcast on this,
Mhm.
right? Like I think it was like 50 steps
We're
after
like the
every meal.
Seinfeld. We're like Seinfeld. But I've said for years that every part of life
Has been covered.
has been covered in a sign. Everything that you can talk about being 60 plus has been covered in the 60 plus podcast.
Right. But, it's okay. We're revisiting it in a different way.
Sure.
But I think that for me, I was thinking about this and stretching in the morning, like getting on my yoga mat, doing my readings, like doing that consistently
Mm-hmm.
has a very positive effect on my life. My doing a little writing in the morning
Mm-hmm.
rather than getting on the phone and scrolling through social media or going straight to the New York Times and reading the news and
This is less a habit, but it's a thing that I have some very, very old friends, 40 plus years,
Mhm.
some longer than that. And generally we would see each other maybe once a year, maybe every couple of years as a group.
Yeah.
One or two of us would get together, and we did it more this year. And not only did it give me energy, but it was just so good to spend time with these old friends that I don't get to see that often, but we've all committed to doing it more this year. And it gave me energy. It has a positive effect on my life. A few weeks ago, as I was in Florida visiting some friends, and literally 4 or 5 of us sat around the table for about 3 hours, just drinking coffee and nibbling on whatever was around, and just reminiscing and talking about what's going on in our lives. And it was fantastic.
Aw.
So, and many of those friends listen to the podcast, so they all know who they are. And I love you
Shout out.
guys. Yep.
Shout out to them.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
Okay, good. What did you try to control that was actually outside your control?
I never try to control things that are outside my control.
Never, never,
Al-
ever,
Almost,
never, ever say never.
almost never. It's something when I was in graduate school, somebody asked me if I was a Buddhist. And I said, no, no, what? Why would you ask? They said, because you never try to control what you can't control.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know where it came from in my brain, but I just don't do it.
Yeah. And I think another way to look at this is letting things go, right? Especially those things that you can't control.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I was trying to think of something to apply to this. And one of the things I learned about this year is trying to help somebody who doesn't want help.
Okay.
So, I like to try to help people. I like to try to, be there for them or whatever. But if somebody's going through something and they don't want that help,
Okay.
you need to let it go and you need to step
Oh, for
away.
sure.
And so I think that that's kind of a big lesson on that.
It's you've got to read the room to make an analogy.
Yeah. Yeah, and how people feel about you or treat you, that's outside your control.
The next question I think is very closely tied to this one.
Absolutely.
And it's,
Because you have to let go before you can forgive.
is there anyone you need to forgive in 2026?
Yeah.
Um, I don't think so.
I'm done here.
And the reason is because if 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 they've done something to offend me, it's probably more about me than it is about them. And if it's not about me, then they probably can't help themselves. And you can't hold them responsible if they can't not do what they're doing or do something that they're
Right.
not doing.
Well, and we're not just talking about minor infractions
Right.
here. I mean, think at our age, we've probably all been through something very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And we may be holding anger and resentment. And I know some people who do. And I'm not one of them. I do not want to spend my emotional energy on that. And I think the letting go has to come first, to your point. Like you have to let go of, what did I do? What that person's behavior? How can I fix it? What, blah, blah, blah. You go on and on and on. But if somebody has really hurt you, then you kind of have to let that go, right? You have to
Yes.
let go of that anger and resentment. And forgiveness probably comes last, where you literally say, and you're not, if it's a terrible thing that happened to you, you're not necessarily forgiving their behavior, but you're forgiving the power that it has over you.
Well, the article says forgiving doesn't mean forgetting.
Right. Exactly. But it allows you to feel better about things and freer and, don't carry that burden, right?
Well,
So yeah.
it we are if you're holding on to that anger, what you're doing is letting something that's beyond your control affect your behavior.
Right. And bringing it into your future. It's funny. It's like, what is it that we want to bring into this new year? I mean, this is part of the conversation. Certainly, those bad feelings are, those bad emotions we're talking about here. Can you be happier? Well, this is the way, it's like shedding all of that negativity, shedding the energy suckers, shedding the people in your lives that may be toxic, shedding whatever it is in your own behaviors that don't serve you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All of that leads to some level of contentment, which is,
Sure.
what we're talking about here.
Okay.
Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year
Hope
again.
2026 is a great year for everyone. And be happy.
Don't
That's
worry,
all.
be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Okay. Now that song's going to be stuck in my head all year long. All right. That's it for this episode of the 60 Plus podcast with Janet and Joe. What do I say here? Like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all of that stuff. And it
Thank
helps
you.
other people hear the 60 Plus podcast.
And thank you for listening.
Thanks. All right.
Bye.